Welcome to Photoshop in 5. My name is Brittany and I'm a professional skincare and cosmetic product photographer and photo editor, and you may recognize me from my YouTube channel, Mainstream Multimedia, but in today's video, I'm going to show you in less than 5 minutes how I make products float in Adobe Photoshop. Let's dive right in. So we're in Photoshop and I have all of my layers opened up. This first one is the lipstick layer, and because it is Flame and Rojo, we have hot Cheetos floating. So we have different shots that I have already captured of Cheetos in different positions. Now I have to mask out the Cheetos from those images and layer it into the final lipstick image. So I'm gonna label this top layer lipstick so I know what it is. And then I'm going to bring it to the very bottom. I'm going to go on the first image that I have here and use the object selection tool to simply just click the Cheeto, and as you can see, it selected it perfectly. So now I go to the polygonal lasso tool, I'm going to right click and select inverse. So now everything outside of my initial selection is selected. So I'm going to hit delete, and now I've just deleted the entire background and all that I'm left with is a single Cheeto. When I hide the rest of these images, you can see that we have a singular Cheeto floating in the air, and you can even move this around, reposition it, but I'll get more into that later. Now I'm going to unhide the layers below that and repeat the same process for all of these. Select the object selection tool, click on the Cheeto, go back to the polygonal lasso tool, right click, select inverse, and simply hit delete. Whenever I have the Cheeto isolated, I'm just going to hide that layer so it doesn't distract from what I'm trying to do to the other layers. So again, go a layer down and repeat the same exact process. And now we have a slight predicament. The object selection tool is not reading this Cheeto, but no worries, super easy fix. We're going to select the polygonal lasso tool, and I am just going to create a rough outline around this Cheeto, leaving some buffer room. That way I can make sure I'm able to blend it into the other image. And just like before when we actually selected the Cheeto, I'm gonna right click, select inverse, and delete. And now we're on to the last layer. So now when I show all of these layers, you can see all of the different Cheetos floating in the air. When I captured these, I did move the Cheetos further and closer to the frame so that we have this blurred effect going on. But I'm going to show you in just a minute how I add even more motion into this shot. So now I have the lipstick layer back open, and this already looks great. And because all of the layers are independent from each other, I can simply go back to the move tool, pick one Cheeto and move it wherever I want in the frame. So I think I like the way that this looks. Now the left side of the screen looks beautiful, but the right side has a bit of work that we can do. If you zoom in, you can see that this one was not perfectly selected, which is totally okay. I'm gonna grab the pen tool and make a selection for this excess that I want removed from the Cheeto. Right click, make selection, I just hit okay, and then when you backspace, it deletes it. Now we have one more deformity on this Cheeto, and that is simply sticky tack that I had used so I could rig this up for the shot. So again, I'm just going to stretch out the pen tool around it, right click, make selection, and then just hit the backspace to delete it. And now when we go down here, we have the one where we couldn't perfectly isolate the background. So I'm gonna use the eraser tool, and because this is a blurry Cheeto, it's okay if it has some blur on the edges. So I'm gonna make sure the hardness of the eraser tool is all the way down. I'm just gonna run it along the edges. And like I said, because this image is blurred, it's totally okay that we're using this method because the edges don't have to be perfect. Just like that. And this shot looks great already. You can go ahead and give it a nice crop, but before I crop it, there's one more thing that I want to do. And I want to add a bit of motion into this. The depth perception on this is great, but I want it to look like the Cheetos are really falling. So I'm going to start with this top one, and I'm going to go into filter, blur, and go into motion blur. I want it to be falling from the top, so I'm going to make sure that my angle is correct. And then you can see when I stretch it out, it looks like it's falling down. And I really like the way that that looks. So I'm gonna leave it just like that. And then I'm gonna go to the second blurriest shot, which is this one, and I'm gonna do the same thing. And I can even apply the same amount of blur if I want, but I think I want slightly less blur. So filter, blur, motion blur, and then just a little less blurred than that top one. Now, I'm gonna use the crop tool. Give this probably a 1x1 square crop, just like this. And then you can merge all of your layers, save it so it populates back into Lightroom or export it from here. And that is how I make objects float in less than 5 minutes in Adobe Photoshop. If you found any value at all in this video, go ahead and give it a giant thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below so Adobe knows what you want to see more of. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I hope to see you around. Bye.